It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Bengals and the Steelers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year of the NFL now.
And as we continually grade players, especially quarterbacks, how about this young man? Second year in the NFL, guided his team into the playoffs, and now he wants to show the world that they should buy in on him because he wants to evolve from that young quarterback to that true team leader that takes his team deep in the playoffs.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Williams going to get it again on second down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 draft from Oklahoma. It's Kyler Murray.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Murray going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
First down, Murray. This will be caught downfield by Moore. Past the 20. Touchdown! Elijah Moore yards. And the Steelers will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you get the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They bring the 5 seed into the playoffs. Of course, they're one of the wild card teams. And when you're a wild card team, it makes it a little bit tougher. You have to win the extra game. But there's been a precedent set of teams doing that successfully in the past.
And it's usually teams that have aspects that really jump out at you and it really factors in the playoffs. I mean, Pittsburgh, they rode a heavy run game with Jerome Bettis when they won in 2005. And then don't forget the Giants in 2007. That season, pass rush. Remember how big that was for them during the playoffs. And for Green Bay, it was the quarterback play of Aaron Rodgers. So to me, it's a matter of what's going to affect the game in a big way. Can that aspect of your team really make those plays? A lot of times it's pass rush and quarterback play. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
2nd and 11. Dancing to his left. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bengals are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
No. Davis from the top rope. I like it. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they start in the best of all positions, first and goal. Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge. Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now back to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Chase Young. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter. Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling. Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense. Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Murray's throw here taken in by Knox. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. They'll get this off to Taylor. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw again on second down. Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Second quarter now. It's Brooklyn in possession. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Murray. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Third and 2, and here's Murray. He'll buy some time right. Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble, and the Bengals grab it. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have him a little bit off that.
Williams loses the football.
Wow, that ball is not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Chase Young able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something.
Under pressure, they got him again. Gregory Rousseau. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Now, Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Looking to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Gregory Rousseau. 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game, He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the gun, Murray. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. To throw is Murray. And he will find his man on the outside. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Shotgun now for Murray. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Josh Allen, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Back to throw here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Flush to his right. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Murray now. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Isaiah Simmons
Getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on third down. Really? Should have a better game plan installed for how to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fielded at the 20. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. And out now, here come the Bengals. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
Gregory Rousseau. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
They'll look to throw here. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Chase Young. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Play action. Now it's Murray. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. To throw again on 2nd down. Murray buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now Murray. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he will have a Steelers 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilkins. Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray. He's got the connection to Moore. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And all the way in for the touchdown. Rondell Moore, 32 yards. And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. It could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
No return here for Barner. It's a touchback. They'll start at the 25. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now another timeout called for by the offense. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker.
They'll throw now on the final play. On the move to his left. So we're at halftime in this AFC wildcard matchup.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
No surprise to see him running again here is something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Murray now to throw. Finding Knox there, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a first and 10 at the 34.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Throwing on first down is Murray. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Second down at 5. From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he stopped immediately there. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They fake the handoff. Now Murray steps away. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
A 4-yard loss. It's 4th down.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. The kick by Bass is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. And all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play. Even
pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steelers ready for their next possession. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray, quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Williams.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
A nice run right there, and we talk this time of year about certain teams, certain players who don't have a lot of postseason history to speak of. And here's a man right here in his rookie season in the NFL, and he's being asked to carry the load at running back for this offense.
And he has acquitted himself nicely here in his rookie year. And look, I think we both believe that the burden's a little lighter on backs and receivers than it is on quarterbacks in the playoffs. But that's not to say this is going to be easy. As fast as the NFL game is in the regular season, it's like warp speed when you turn pressure up in the postseason. So let's see how he handles things early.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 2nd down and 4, Murray.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The Bengals offense returns to the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Being chased out left, and that will be incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry. As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good gain on first, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Here's Murray from midfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down.
And that nearly
pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. The kick by Bass is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Williams.
And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Gregory Rousseau
in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they're going to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The offense on 3rd down, a pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We just saw him break out on 3rd down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense.
Can't officially call this a win for them yet, but it's looking good to move on to the divisional round. They'll be on the road, of course, as an underdog. But the age-old question, would you rather have the momentum they're going to have or sitting at home with a bye? I'm sure you'd probably rather have the bye.
You remember that conference call we had before the playoffs started? We were talking with some people in the industry and some of the coaches that are out there. And we kind of posed the same question. You know, if you're coming off of a game like this, you know, and you're taking on a team that had that open week, which way do you want to go? And you remember the answer they gave us? I want the better team. Okay, I get it. But I think there's a lot to having that momentum of having played versus coming off of that layoff because maybe you started a little bit slower. We see those upsets happen all the time.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Now a give to Taylor.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Murray. Working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
On the handoff, Taylor. And he'll work down inside the 45.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 5.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. 85 yards rushing for him now, as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the 2nd round.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor, 24 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the map there, and at this point in the fourth quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Bass on for the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No return here for Barner. It's a touchback that started for 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Chase Young.
My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
On 2nd down, Williams.
And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Curtis. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well,
Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt.
Up the middle, it's Williams.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And it's picked up by the Steelers.
He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10.
And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And the lead is now 24. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. No return here for Barner. It's a touchback. They'll start at the 25. The Bengals set to take over. And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Second down, another run with Taylor. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 130 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now Taylor. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Returning from his end zone is Barner. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Fields it right around the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future.